everyone. It is already week 8. It's the trees and the forest blocks of the Through the Woods Quilt-Along. My name is Jennifer Long from Sew a Story. I'm an early childhood educator turned Riley Blake fabric designer. I am so happy to be here. We're almost there. I can see the end, but we have to make our way through the forest. So I hope you stay with me. This is actually going to be easy sewing, but I do want to explain a few things about just like color placement and how the cutting works, and then just how the assembly works for these blocks. So stay with me here and let's sew this forest together at Sew a Story. All right, everyone. Okay, here we go. Week 8. So week 8 is starting in our book on page 32. It is called Trees. And at the top of trees, you will see the finished block sizes. So we are saying that there are 12 blocks. We are counting each block, if you look on page 40, as like a grouping of blocks. So this is a block 1, this is block 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 12 groupings of blocks like that. And that has to do with how we are assembling the quilt, and then how it's all working together. You will also notice that the road is in the different places on the blocks, or some of the blocks do not have a road. So if you're making this quilt exactly like it is, then you'll want that road to be there. If you are not making the quilt, but let's say you're making the pillow or the bench pillow, or something else, a table runner with this, you can turn this road into background fabric. So if you are cutting per block, this is a great time to like sort of think how you're going to be using this. So back to cutting now. If you're cutting along as you go, there is quite a bit of cutting comparatively to the other blocks we've done, because we've just done like one block at a time. We've had to cut pieces for, a whole picture block, but not for like the whole forest. So there's a lot more pieces, but the sewing is way easier, and like big flying geese basically, or snowball corners. Or straight sewing. So it's really quick and easy sewing. So you'll have that, but I'm not going to lie, there is a little bit of cutting here. So if you're cutting it with us right now, then you'll just follow the SKUs. We show a picture and we label them in different ways with like 2 letters, and that will make sense once you start assembling it. So once you start assembling it, there's like trees A1, A2, A3, C1, C2, C3. And then we'll say on that page 40, I believe it is, that for block 1, you'll take tree A1, C1, and D1, and you'll put the background, which is like the background here, or the road, the BH right here. So everything is kind of given a name or a label, just so it's really easy for you to put all of those pieces together once you get it together. So just have some scrap paper by you if you want, and label things as you go, or just take your time and go nice and slowly, but everything is a stitch and flip. The one surprise that you're like, what? is on page 41. If you remember back in week 4, I was saying if you are making the wolf block, that you'll have to kind of find where his feet are because they're on the road. Here they are. See, they're on the road. His feet are actually on the road. So, and then the way that he's pieced together. So here are his feet. You will find them right here on page 41, and they are actually going to be at the top of this tree. And that's just the way that we need to have this so that it assembles together. So those are his feet right there. And when you put the whole quilt together, you will be assembling his feet on him. So otherwise, everything, even his feet, are stitch and flip. So you should have no problem doing that. There's just lots of fun and coloring. So this is a great time to think about the story. This is a great time to kind of think how you're going to use this quilt. If you haven't already decided how that is going to be, maybe you think about ways that you're going to be communicating about this quilt with the young child in your life, or how you're going to actually tell this story. So maybe you're going to listen to a story on audiobook while you sew this. So that is really fun. That is week 8. That's the trees in the forest. So it's not a hard week. It's just got a little bit of just some like repetitive sewing in it, which will be really, I don't know about you, but I actually love that sewing. Well, okay, I love two kinds of sewing. I really love picture blocks a lot, but sometimes I just really need therapeutic sewing. And to me, therapeutic sewing is like chain piecing or just like very repetitive. So I know that this is always a stitch and flip. This is always a stitch and flip. And you kind of just get into this rhythm and this like hum of your machine. And it feels really, really great too. So I think both are just special and fun in their own ways. And I hope you really enjoy this last little bit as we like go through the forest. And then next week, we are sewing this whole story together. It's going to be epic. I cannot wait to see your sew a story together. So don't forget to be sharing, because there is prizes, right? There's prizes for this quilt along. So please do share on social media at Sew a Story. If you're doing it on Instagram, make sure it's at Sew a Story _ Jennifer Long. I can't wait to see. That's how you enter. If you're in the Facebook group, please share your pictures in the Facebook group. We want to cheer you on. And we're so happy to have you here. And I can't wait to sew this story completely with you next week. I'll see you for the big grand finale. Okay, bye for now.